Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at VAX's Spot Wash, a compact cleaner which is going to hopefully clean up lots of messes around the home. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so in today's video we're taking a look at the VAX Spot Wash, as you can see here. So we're going to do a quick teardown, go through all the parts, accessories, what you get, what you don't get, all those kinds of things. And then we're going to do some practical tests. We're going to actually do a rug from our, well, a mat rather, from our back door. We're going to try that, see how it goes. That's going to be nice and easy to do on this desktop surface. And then later on, possibly we'll be doing carpets. This is essentially what I've bought this for. Now we have got a slightly elderly cat, which unfortunately does have a tendency to not quite find the outside or the litter tray. So we are at a point where we don't really want to replace the carpet in its entirety because obviously the cat is still with us, but we don't want to keep on putting up with a mess and cleaning up with rags, all those kinds of things, chemicals, etc. Isn't always the best thing to do, and obviously you can discolour your carpets, etc, etc. Yeah, it's not a good situation. So judging by the price of a new carpet, it's very expensive. This at the moment in the UK you can pick up for somewhere in the region of about £100. We picked it up from amazon.co.uk for £99.99, which is on Prime, etc. I have seen it elsewhere for in the region of £90. You can actually get warehouse models of this as well, which are a little bit cheaper, somewhere in the 70s. If you do want to go for a kind of refurbished model, you can certainly do that and save yourself a little bit of money. We did actually order one in complete transparency. I did order one from Amazon Warehouse. It did come, and unfortunately there was a fault with the unit, so we had to return it. So I thought, what the heck, I'll just go and get the brand new one. And this is exactly what we got, so we can show you what you get. So let's start off first of all. Obviously you've got the machine itself, which is a pretty slimline unit. It is not overly deep, so for those of you that maybe want a carpet cleaner or carpet washer but don't have the room for one of those bigger machines, then this is going to be perfect. You can probably stow this away in a random cupboard somewhere, put it under the stairs, or maybe even the garage, that kind of thing. You can use this in the car as well, so if you want to use it on carpets in home, you certainly can do. If you want to use it portably, you can take it out to your car. Obviously you will need an extension lead for the mains power plug, but for cleaning sort of spills in cars, that kind of stuff, absolutely perfect for those kinds of things. And also for those other little spots that you get. So maybe you've got like a material seat and that's got dirty, then you don't have to get this big machine and try and lift it up onto it. You can just use it as it is. Anyway, moving on. So compact unit, which is one of the key selling points for us because we don't have a lot of room here. Price as well, £100. Although £100 is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, it is a decent price for what it actually gives you. You've got a decent amount of attachments there for both hard and soft surfaces. So yeah, pretty decent overall. You get included instruction guide, which is actually pretty decent. I had a look through there already and it all makes complete sense. Actually, on the unit itself, there is another instruction manual. So they're pretty much trying to guide you through the entire process. They also give you a 250ml VAX Spot Washer cleaning solution, so you can use that. They do also sell this in 1 litre versions as well. I'll put the links for all of this stuff in the video description below, so if you want to check it out, you certainly can do. I think that's really good that they've actually added that in there, so you can get going straight out of the box. Awesome stuff. So let's take a look at the unit itself and see what attachments we get. So first of all, when you take this thing out of the box, there are some things that you're going to need to do. So first of all, for actually holding this section in place, there are 2 plastic pieces which need to be pushed onto the bottom of the unit. Very simple. You're probably seeing that now from some B-roll I've already filmed a little bit earlier on. You do get, obviously, the wand attachment, which is on the end here. That is just on a quick release. So you press that in, that slides off. So the actual head itself, this is like a multi-function. So there is a vacuum section. So that is going to vacuum up, and you can see through this clear section all the dirt and debris going through there, which is going to be pretty grubby. Don't like the sound of that, but at least you can see when the solution is coming up and it's coming through clear, it means that you've removed all the debris, or at least all that the machine can do. On the bottom, we've got this hard bristle section. So this is going to be for your softer furnishings and for your carpets, rugs, that kind of stuff. If you're doing a hard surface, all you need to do is to remove that. So that just pulls off and you can replace it with the hard floor attachment. So that just goes in, snaps into place, and you're ready to go. Nice bristles on there, so for harder surfaces, that's going to be absolutely awesome. Again, nice and small, very small entrance there. So if you are doing it in slightly more tighter areas, this is going to be great for stairs. If you've got stairs, obviously with some of the larger machines, they've got a rather wide head. So trying to get into smaller areas is going to be hard. And also because This is a narrower kind of nozzle. It's going to have more suction force, so it doesn't have to have such a massive motor to generate the amount of vacuum suction to actually pull up all that dirt and all those liquids. So moving on to the wand itself, so the wand attachment, you have got a trigger button there, which that will release fluid. So when you need fluid, you just pull that in and it will spray from this nozzle section here. The wand itself, the actual attachment, is somewhere in the region of about 1.5 meters long, so you don't have to be right up next to the machine, but certainly it has got a handle so you can carry it around with you, so you can keep it close by anyway. Something I noticed straight away, probably because of how new this is, this plastic actually doesn't want to stay into the section on the bottom here, so when it was actually in place it had a tendency to want to come out. It probably won't do now just because we're filming this, but it does attach in 2 places. So on this side here, and if I spin this round, you can see where it comes out on the back. So it comes out of there. There's another clamp on the bottom there. So that just goes underneath, clips in place, and you can twist it round, put that in there, twist it round again, and then it locks into place into the back there. So that keeps all that nice and tidy, and for storage, that sort of stuff. That clips on the top. Something which I have noticed already, which is something which bothers me a little bit, with the accessories, there isn't anywhere to actually leave this, so you're probably going to have to just leave it kind of on the top there. Hopefully you're not going to lose it. Would have been nice to see another place somewhere on here to actually clip that onto, just so it doesn't go walk around, which inevitably it will be in one of your cupboards when you put it away. So also on the back here, we've got the cables. So there's a cable tidy there. The cable, 5 meters long, so you're going to get a pretty decent distance away from the wall socket. Obviously, if you want to, you can plug this into an extension lead. Just make sure it's suitable for the job and for the actual amperage, etc, etc. If I take this out of the way, you can see there is the clip there, which that holds into. But there's also this section, which is the hose self-clean port. So when you're actually done, inevitably when you're doing your cleaning, the hose pipe itself, there's going to be dirt and debris in there all over the place, and you don't want to leave it in there because it's going to get smelly and horrible, all that kind of stuff. So all you do is put the port into the back there, turn the machine on, hold it in place, and then it will vacuum out all the debris and stuff which is actually left in the hose, which is actually quite a nice little feature. Very nice little addition, especially on a smaller, more compact machine. So let's take a look at the 2-part section. So we've obviously got 2 parts. Because this is a washer, you've got one section where you're going to put your clean water. So that is on this side. This removes nice and easily, just a button on the top, and that pops out. There is a fill cap on the back. So just unscrew that, fill it up with warm water. Now it does say to use warm water around about 40 degrees Celsius. Don't put hot water in here, or ideally if you can get away with it, don't use cold water. The solution does work best at around about 40 degrees C. On the actual container itself, they've conveniently put some markings on there. So if you're doing, say, a smaller area, there's a small area section there. So it tells you where to put the water, where to put the solution. And again, the same for if you're doing a large area clean, then you can fill the water up to there and then put the solution there. So up to about halfway. They don't suggest putting more than that in there, so do bear that in mind. It has got a 1.5 litre capacity for the actual receiver bin, which we'll take a look at next. So you pull that off there. Again, something nice to see. Stickers everywhere on this telling you what you can and can't do, again with the leaflets, etc. You can get an additional 2-year warranty, or increase it to 2-year warranty. Depending where you live in the world, your warranty situation may be different, but here in the UK they do offer us a warranty. Normally most products in the UK get a 1-year warranty as legislation, but they do increase it to 2 years, so a little bit of peace of mind there, which is really awesome. This section here is where all the dirt is received, and there is a float chamber in there, so when it gets to the maximum line, which is on the side there, the float chamber will go up and it will cut out the motor to prevent any damage, that kind of stuff. When it comes to emptying it, very simple to do. All we do is lift that clasp up and this all comes apart. So you can just tip out all the rubbish in there. Obviously if you want to, if there's any splash back in there, you can clean all that up as well. All goes together quite nicely. Locks into place, rubber gasket around there, so if you do accidentally put it on the side, etc., it's not going to go spilling everywhere, so that is pretty decent as well. There is a filter as well, so on the bottom section for the debris, anything that gets through, there is a little channel there which you can clean out. It does say to clean it every time you use it, just to get rid of all the lint, dirt, etc. in there to maintain its kind of optimum power. So I think that is pretty much it for the machine. There is also a on-off button, which is Also covered, there is a gasket over the top there, so again, for most electrical devices that have water around them as well, they do tend to have that. But yeah, all seems to be a very nice little machine. Weight-wise, without water in it, you're looking somewhere in the region of about 3.5 kilos, so it's not overly heavy. Relatively lightweight machine, quite portable. So yeah, all well and good. So what we're going to do now is going to fill this up, put some solution in there. We'll get the mat from the back door and give it a go and see if we can bring it up and make it look a little bit cleaner. Okay, so we're back and I've filled this up with water. So now this is one of the first things now which I've noticed. Now this is one of those things that you don't always see straight away in reviews and when you're buying a product online, that kind of thing. You don't notice the pitfalls. Now, one of the first pitfalls of this, which is, to me, is kind of like a really page one thing. So when you're actually filling this up, to get the actual fluid levels right and obviously the cleaning solution levels right, they do mark it up on the back there. Now, obviously the markings on the back are related to when it's in its upright position. Now, because of where the filling cap is, in order for you to actually be able to fill it up, you have to put it on an angle like that. Otherwise, you can get spillages everywhere. So as soon as you tip it on its back, obviously you can't tell where those markings are. So as soon as you turn it upright, it's kind of a little bit of guesswork. So that is going to be a little bit of a, well, bit of a pain for some people. There's going to be a load of you out there that are watching this and thinking, well, what the hell, I'm just going to chuck a load of stuff in there, chuck a load of solution in, and just see how it does. Which is fine, and to be honest with you, that's probably how I'm going to end up using it. But for those of you that do follow the instructions pretty much to the letter, then you may struggle with that a little bit, and you might find there's a little bit of kind of trial and error. You might have to fill it up a little bit, then obviously tip some out to get it to be at the right levels. So just thought I'd point that out. And obviously, again, when it comes to the solution, if you use too much or too little, it may or may not work properly. They do say with this, there is instructions on the back, which you'll be seeing on the screen now. Obviously, give this a good shake before you use it, just in case there's any sediment or any of the fluid has kind of separated. So now I've got to try and work out how to get the fluid level up to the right place. So let's see how we do. So less is more on this, I guess. So no more than that. So you can see it is, actually, it does smell very nice. It's got a nice clean smell to it. So no. Still a little bit below. We were a little bit above the other line, so I will add a little bit more than is necessary. So that is actually pretty much the whole thing gone. Do a little bit more. So yeah, we're just slightly over the line now. This is, well, as you can probably hear, it is pretty much empty. It's down to somewhere about there. So this is basically like a trial sample. Let's see how it does. So we put the cap back on, make sure that's on nice and tightly, put it back into the machine. Snap that into place. Now obviously this is going to be quite loud. I will put it on, so for those of you that are watching on speakers or headphones, be aware this is going to get very noisy very quickly. The camera hopefully will limit some of it, but it will give you a reasonable representation of actually how loud and how noisy it is. I will, after we've started, I will reduce the volume so it obviously isn't too distressing for too long. Anyway, with that said, let's do it. So there we go, we've done a very small section there, didn't take very long at all. Didn't actually pick up some of the hairs which were actually on the mat, which I guess it isn't a vacuum as such, it is more for shampooing, but it would have been nice to have seen some of those hairs come up, although saying that, our cat hair does stick like what's it to a blanket, so yeah, there is that to it, but certainly smells a lot nicer. It really does. There's a very nice aroma to it. It's not overly powerful. It's got to get quite close to it, but you certainly can smell it. Obviously, you can use other detergents. VAX would probably say you have to use their own one for warranty purposes, etc. But if you want to use other solutions, then obviously on your own head be it. But overall, pretty good. There is a little bit of moisture. It's actually, I did put quite a lot of pressure. You probably noticed I was pressing down very hard on that extraction section there to try and get up as much fluid as possible, but certainly you can't really see on there. If I push down very hard, yeah, I wouldn't say it's bone dry. There is some moisture there, but not a great deal, and I would say that's probably going to dry very quickly, depending obviously your home characteristics, underfloor heating. If you've got that, it's going to dry very quickly, that kind of stuff. Yeah, overall, very well. Seems to do well, picks up well. You can see everything coming up through the nozzle there. You can see what's collected in the side there. And just doing that small patch, we've used basically hardly any of the fluid whatsoever. So yeah, overall, I've got to say, I'm pretty pleased. For what it needs to do, for doing spot cleaning, that kind of stuff, this is going to be great. Now, I'm probably going to go away now and try and do some other areas of the house. We'll try and get some other footage as well so you can see what's going on. And yeah, overall, at the moment, I can say I'm very pleased. If this is the end of the video, which quite possibly it might be, I could say wholeheartedly, yeah, for £100 for spot cleaning your carpets and floors and stuff like that, maybe taking it into the car, absolutely brilliant. It does feel very strong as well, the plastic, although it is only plastic, does seem to be pretty decent, well made, so I can't see it getting damaged that easily. Obviously, if you're a little bit more heavy-handed, then possibly. VAX themselves as a company do offer a really good range of spares and after-sales support, so should anything break, obviously, firstly, you've got your 2-year warranty if you choose to extend it and register. Otherwise, you've got your 1-year warranty, and they've got a really good parts replacement, so you can just phone them up, say, this is broken on this model, how much is it? And they might even send you it for free. Don't quote me to that, they might not, but certainly it is an option. They've been around a long time, and in fact, the larger version they do, the proper big carpet cleaner, I've had a few of those before, and they've all been very good, so much so that the last one I bought actually got stolen. So yeah, they're obviously in demand. So anyway, that's going to wrap this one up, I think. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. If you've got one already, have you used it, have you had any faults go wrong with yours, please let us know. It's really good to share that kind of information, but otherwise, I think, yeah, definitely well worth a look. So I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you, that is dry, in the very next video. Thanks for watching.